My favorite topic, how to sell without ever opening your mouth. My favorite topic in the world. What is it? Copywriting. Okay, let's talk about psychology. And I'm going to make a crazy statement. Direct marketing, right? Everyone loves direct marketing. Is dying. It's dying. And it's now the age of interactive marketing. You heard it first here. I coined that term. Don't you try to take it. Interactive marketing. Anik made it. All right. Okay. So what's interactive marketing? And we'll get to it. I'm going to give you 5 steps to basically master how to sell without having to open your mouth. But before I go there, we got to talk about why marketing is changing, the psychology, and why the need to open your mouth might start to go away now. See, if you go back and look 20 years ago, the world of direct marketing was a one-way communication. Think about this. I could send you a sales letter, I could talk to you through an infomercial, I could show you a billboard ad, I could show you an ad in a magazine, but you couldn't talk back to me, right? So that would eventually require a salesperson to come in because people have questions. People don't just buy like that a lot of times. So a salesperson would at some point have to step in. And that's great, but it's not scalable. Imagine if you were the only salesperson in your company, you're not scalable. You can't talk to an infinite number of people every day. So now what starts to happen as these ad platforms, like first was Yahoo and then Google and then now Facebook and then all these new ad platforms come out, is that it's moving to what I call interactive marketing. The consumer now participates in the conversation. Why? Well, listen, when I see an ad, I can click like, I can leave a comment, I can click on the ad, I can watch the video, I could click and go to the page. When I get to the page, I see a whatever the offer is, I could opt in, I could not opt in, I could leave, I could stay there for 20 seconds. All of this is a consumer's way of communicating with the end marketer. And the end marketer, if smart, takes that information and can tailor the advertising experience for said consumer based on what they're doing. And so now the consumer has contribution in the marketing and is getting more tailored messaging, not to mention that Facebook, Google, Twitter, all these platforms, they know more about you than probably you know about yourself. So we can target our ads so much better, so that it's not just a billboard being seen by a random 500,000 drivers every day, but it's like specifically to you. Imagine a billboard that changes by the person who's driving by it. That's what we're in today in interactive marketing, right? So now, but the challenge is this, right? When you have someone actually on the phone, when you're actually selling on the phone, you can read the other person, you can kind of see where they are, you can see their body, well, not on the phone, you can't see body language, but face to face you can, but you can hear their voice tonality, and then that person can actually ask questions. So now if you're not there, if you want to scale your ability to sell and you're not there face to face to have that, well then you're going to need to step in and you're going to need to have an automated sales machine selling for you, but one that you trust handles all the objections, handles all the questions, handles all of the emotional triggers that a live human salesperson would create. And that is where I bring in my 5 steps to copywriting, which have generated for me over $250 million in sales. All right? And what I've done is created a formula that when you take someone through, it's going to hit all the emotional triggers, it's going to answer all the objections, it's going to answer all the questions, it's going to create a deep connection, a deep relationship that will create a reason for someone to purchase without having to talk to a live human. Number 1, when you go into the copywriting world, or when you start to try to sell without having to open your mouth, number 1, introduction, right? Now the introduction is not, hi, my name is Anik Singal, blah, blah, blah. That's boring. No one cares who you are. No one cares about you. I hate to say it, sorry. But what they care about is themselves. So a powerful introduction is the way, like I started this video. How to sell without ever opening your mouth, and how to scale yourself, and how to be able to sell to 1,000 people at the same time. That's an introduction. Like, you are telling the person what's in it for them. But here's the thing. The consumer now is so selfish because they have so much choice and so much selection. You better get their attention early, and you better tell them what they're going to get early. Otherwise, they're not even going to watch your message. But a consumer has become so selfish that they want to know that they'll actually get value from your sales message. That's the crazy part. They want value. They want to learn. They want moments of aha from the actual sales process. So, boom, right at the very beginning, you put that out there. Hey, this is what you're going to learn if you consume this sales message. All right, that's step number 1, introduction. What's in it for them in the 5-step process to selling without ever opening your mouth. Now, number 2, story. Okay, so here's the deal with story. Most people think story is about them. So I, Anik Singal, I'm been a 2-time Inc. 500 CEO. I've generated $250 million. I've won awards all over the world. I've been featured in newspapers and magazines and blah, 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 blah. And I'm amazing. That's how people do their story. Credibility, people say. Story should be credibility. Let me talk about myself. Let me make myself sound really big. Well, you know what? You wouldn't even realize that you're killing the sale by doing that unless there's only one unless you are selling yourself. If you are selling yourself, if you're a consultant, a coach, then build yourself up all day long. But if you're selling a product, why would you build yourself up and not the product? So I have a theory when it comes to story. I call it Batman versus Robin. All right, story is not about credibility. That's the wrong way to look at it. A story is about connection, about relatability. That's what a story is about. So I call it Batman versus Robin. Never be Batman, ever. Be Robin, always. So if I came to you right now and I said, hey, what are you doing here? Why aren't you out fighting crime? Why don't you get up every night at 2 a.m. and go fight crime? Batman does it. What would you say to me? You'd say, I'm not Batman, right? But what if I told you this? Hey, are you available tonight at 2 o'clock? I need you to drive Batman down the street to get him to the crime scene. That's all you have to do. You'd say, all right, sure. Robin, right? Don't be Batman. You know what? Make your product Batman. Here's who you are. You are an average, normal human being. You are just like the person who's listening to you talk. You are just like the person who's reading your sales letter. You are no better. You are not holier than thou. You have not won tons of awards. As a matter of fact, you started with humble beginnings. You were no one special, but you were bestowed upon this knowledge, this information, this product, and it has changed your life. So your story is about the journey to discovering this holy grail product, which you had to find the hard way, but now you, since you're their buddy, you have the ability to bring this to them. Relatability. I'm not special. The product is special. I'm just like you. That's a powerful story. That's what story is there for. Step number 3, content. Content? You know what? If you go back in the direct marketing days, they'd say content kills a sale. Don't do content. I love doing content. I'm all about content. You know why? Because I told you before, the consumer now has an unlimited option and an attention span of less than 8 seconds. That's a Microsoft study, by the way, that was done. A human being now has the attention span of less than 8 seconds. That's less than goldfish. Goldfish have 9 seconds. So that means I can hit the back button, boom, like this, and get the heck off your page. So teach me something. Yes, I want to know that your sales message will deliver value to me. So what do? I love to do this in content. I draw a diagram. I call it linear thinking. If you can captivate someone in linear thinking, you are going to create what I call the best open loop ever. Because let's say I threw a diagram in front of you, right? And I could probably tell you what. Right here on my book, you see there's a diagram here? So what happens when you see a diagram? What happens is you want to know what the heck is in that diagram. You end up looking closer. You end up staring at it like this. Ah, got you. Right? And now, what if I say, here is step 1 of the diagram. It is XYZ. Now you want to know what step 2 is. I created an open loop for you to want to watch more. Now, content is where you get credibility. That's where you look for credibility. It's content. So I have to show you something, I have to teach you something that'll blow your mind, that'll blow you away. Only then will you say, you know what, I like this guy, I'm gonna give him some money. Like right now, you're watching this video. If you're getting blown away, if you're learning something new, if you're like, whoa, I'm loving this, then guess what? You're more likely to become a customer of mine in the near future than if I sat here for the whole video and bragged about myself and told you how all the awards I've won. So content is credibility, but content is also the last thing you need to know about content. You need to create aha moments in people. Aha, like that. And how do you do that? You do it by teaching the what, not the how. But you gotta teach them a unique what. Not the how, but the unique what. You can't give cliche content. I can't tell you, here are the 3 steps to losing weight. Step number 1, drink more water. Step number 2, move more. Step number 3, eat less. Congratulations, everybody. Pay me $1,000. That's not gonna blow you away. You're gonna look at that and say, what the heck? Yeah, I knew that. Now, that is obviously the way to lose weight. Let's face it, right? Like eat less, move more, drink more water, like you'll lose weight. But people don't want that. People want the new and the, so you'd have to talk about, this is my PALM method strategy. I'll show you how you can eat anything you want in the world and still lose weight. Number 2, I will show you my, 8-ounce strategy or whatever. So you have to create aha moments. You have to just say enough for someone to say, oh, like for example, when the whole Atkins diet hit, the entire pitch was, eat as much fat, eat as much bad food as you want, and lose weight. And people are like, what? And then they started to prove it scientifically. It's scientifically proven that carbs are the bad thing, not fat. And then everyone's like, oh. But no one ever actually gave the diet until you bought something. Give the what, not the how. Create aha moments. You've got amazing content. That's where you get the sale. Step number 4, transition. I love transition because most people mess it up here. So you see how I'm teaching you right now? And I'm excited. My energy is up because I love talking about copywriting. I love teaching this stuff. And then all of a sudden, let's say I was to transition into a pitch, which I'm not going to. There's no pitch here. But if I did transition into a pitch, right? What would I say? If my energy went from where I am right now, boom, hi here. And then all of a sudden I start to go, okay, everybody, now that the content is over, I would like to talk to you about a product I have for you. And what did I just do? You're like, whoa, what just happened? I am showing you a subconscious disbelief, unbelief, a lack of confidence in my product. That's what I'm sending, that message I'm sending. So the transition is a transition from subconscious to conscious. Your subconscious has been getting sold, and if they're still watching by the time transition comes, guess what? They're sold. They're interested. They like it. Your subconscious is sold. Your subconscious is like, yeah, I want this. But now you have to move into pitch, and the pitch is where the conscious mind makes the decision, the final, firm decision. So during the transition, the subconscious has to make a request of the conscious to say, please buy this. But if all of a sudden your voice goes, blah, 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 the subconscious says, I don't know if I want to cash in my favor right now. I'm good. Something happened. Something's weird. So the transition is meant to do one thing, answer the why. See, what's happened is if you've done a great job in step 1, 2, and 3, you kind of become buddies with someone, right? Like they like you, they relate to you, they've learned from you, they've had aha moments, and all of a sudden now you're gonna ask them for money? It's uncomfortable. So answer the why. Why am I asking you for money? Right? At Lurn, why do I ask you for money? Well, guys, I've got a big team, a $3.6 million facility, online platform that costs $100,000 a month just to operate. I need money. You gotta pay. Come on, I can't go bankrupt. That's a logical, reasonable reason. And so all of a sudden, it diffuses the entire, is he gonna ask me for money? Well, yeah, I'm gonna ask you for money. I gotta eat and live, man. So just be upfront and transparent, rip the Band-Aid, move through the transition. It's the shortest part of a whole presentation. Don't dilly-dally, you'll kill the sale. All right, step number 5, my favorite. The most misunderstood step of them all, pitch. I hear this all the time. People will say, the pitch is where you get the sale. The pitch is not where you get the sale. Let me ask you something. How many times have you been in a sales presentation or on a webinar and known that you're gonna get pitched something? Everyone knows that. Come on, consumers aren't stupid. Let's not insult their intelligence. When you start to talk, everyone knows there's a pitch coming. So why would they still be around to listen to your pitch if they weren't sold? That's not where you get the sale. Where you get the sale is in the content. But by the time someone reaches your pitch, there's only one question left in their minds. What is it? You tell me. Can you tell me? Only one question left. How much? They're sold. If they're watching your pitch, they're sold. They want your product. The only thing left is like, all right, how much are you gonna charge me for this? So step number 5, pitch, what you have to do is you have to overcome the barrier of value. You have to convince the conscious mind that I'm asking you for $1, but I'm giving you 10 back. I'm asking you for $10, but I'm giving you 100 back. The conscious mind wants to know it's getting a deal. Honestly, the conscious mind wants to take advantage of the person selling. That is greed. It's in all of us. And if you can appeal to it, if you can build so much value that the conscious mind says, oh my God, this is a steal, boom, you will confirm the sale. Aha. The true purpose of a pitch, confirm the sale. Confirm the sale. That's the 5-step process to being able to sell without ever opening your mouth. You have to translate that into a written copy, to a video sales letter, to a webinar, but that becomes your virtual representation. And if you nail those 5 steps, you can start to create killer conversions without ever having to be there live and sell yourself. This is Anik Singal reminding you, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Talk to you soon.